Welcome to Conversations with Cole, where every voice is valued and every story has a place.
Hey everybody, this is your girl Nikki Nicole, and this is the very first episode of my podcast, Conversations with Cole. On today's show, we will be talking about a tragedy that happened here in the Jacksonville area. On December the 3rd, 2022, a young football coach and his 4 prospects left football practice. On their way home at the corner of Moncrief and New Kings Road, a car pulled up and opened fire on that vehicle. After the gunfire ended, 13-year-old Prince Holland was left dead, an 11-year-old was severely injured, and the coach was struck 10 times, yet survived. On the show today, we will talk to that coach, Mr. Jaylen McIntyre-Burroughs. We would talk to him about what happened that tragic night, his rehabilitation in the hospital, the trial afterward, and what he plans on doing moving forward in the future. Jaylen is joined today on the show with his mother, Marsha. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Jaylen McIntyre-Burroughs and his mother, Marsha McIntyre-Lowe. Thank y'all for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, everybody in Jacksonville, I think, remember this story when it happened. Like we said, it happened in 2022. It's been a few years. We're coming up on the, third anniversary now? Third anniversary. So I just wanted to reach out because since the trial and everything was kind of ending, I reached out to you as family. Marsha is my cousin. I reached out to you and said, hey, I want y'all to come on the show and let's talk about it. Let's talk about what happened. And ultimately the trial and the verdicts,
right?
You know, as unbelievable as they were, you know, but we just wanted to kind of get everything out there and let Jaylen have a chance to tell his story so that the public can know what you went through as a young man and as a survivor of what happened that night. So before we get into all of that, I just want to go into the good stuff and ask you, Jaylen, how did you discover that you had a love for football? When did you discover that you had a love for football?
I was 6, kind of watched my big brothers play.
Okay.
A lot of people in my family played.
Okay.
So I people usually start at 5, but I took a year off.
Okay, so at 6, you was Pop Warner?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what athletic association did you play for?
North Jacks Sports
Okay.
Association.
North Jacks, nice. Okay, so you said you had your brothers and other family members. Who in your family that you had that played football?
I got a few cousins, Christopher Terry, I got Kendall Burroughs, Grady Foster is my uncle,
Okay.
Dino Foster is my uncle, so it's
Okay.
a few people in the family that now went pro, you could say.
Okay, nice. So having those pro athletes in your family, do you think that that enhanced your play or at least your knowledge of the game?
Definitely, yes,
Definitely.
It give you a drive. You being the youngest of 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, it pushes you to go harder a little bit.
Okay. So yeah, you are your mom's baby boy. So you got all these big brothers and everybody, the uncles and cousins that kind of rough you up.
Baby boy of 4.
Baby boy of 4.
The baby boy is 7 grandboys.
Right.
Oh, 7 grandboys, baby boy.
Right. I didn't have 7 kids.
Yeah. Okay. Let's clear that up. Okay. So yeah, you had a lot of influence and a lot of rough and tumble play coming up as a young man.
Yes,
you know, so yeah, that's a good thing. And I'm sure that probably gave you the edge on the football field too.
Yes,
as well as, like you said, having those family members to look up to that can kind of, you know, it kind of deepens the passion. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, that is a good thing. Very impressive. Very impressive. So you went on to play at First Coast High School.
Yes, ma'am.
Then on to Ribault, where you graduated from Ribault, Trojans. Okay.
Unfortunately, but it'd be like that sometimes.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, and you went on to play semi-pro.
Yes, ma'am. That's a different world of pro. For a 21-year-old going into the semi-pro world. Usually you want to be pro, like NFL.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of take the chances that you get, the opportunity that you do have. But that was great playing semi-pro.
Okay, so what team did you play for when you played semi-pro?
I started out playing for a St. Augustine team called the St. Augustine Crusaders. I did not know there was semi-pro around Jacksonville at all.
Okay.
A coach called me from St. Augustine and asked me to come play. I went down there and played, and we had a tournament. And then that's when I seen the Jacksonville team, and I just was like, it's easier for all my people to see me play in Jacksonville. So I started playing for the Jacksonville Blackhawks.
Okay, nice. That's good. Okay. So you went to St. Augustine and then transferred up here to be local. Yeah, so your family and friends can go to the games more easily. I mean, St. Augustine ain't that far, but you know, you got a little.
Semi-pro, you travel regardless. So like traveling past St. Augustine, it's like I already got to travel to St. Augustine.
Yes, so I got you.
It's kind of making it easier a little bit.
I got you. Okay. So we done talked about you, you know, your younger age and then going into the semi-pro. Let's go into you being a coach. What team were you having tryouts for in that night in December?
I was having tryouts for an organization that me and two other coaches had started called AKQ.
Okay.
Ambitious Kings and Queens is what it stood for.
Is that outside of, like, I know it's another type of football play outside of Pop Warner. Is that what that was?
So like, there's really no more Pop Warner, but it's Pop Warner. Everything is kind of like no weight limit. So the league is called AYF. Okay. So that's the league we was about to join with the organization that we were playing.
So Pop Warner is no longer like a
It's
thing.
It's still called Pop Warner, but it's no weight limit.
Okay, no weight limit. Yeah, I was used to be a weightmaster for Pop Warner for North Florida, and them boys used to be out there with garbage bags on, trying to make weight.
Garbage bag kid.
Yes, garbage bags, and they'll strip down to their boxes trying to make that weight. Trying to play in that game.
It was that serious.
That's serious, and it is, because it's a passion for a lot of these young kids, and a lot of them see it because a lot of the pros that made it. You know, we have
from the
locally like Brian Dawkins and all of them. They play. He played at Forest View.
Lavernius Cole, Chris Terry's, a bunch of them.
Yes, a bunch of them that started out of Pop Warner. So it's that serious. So I understand the passion behind it and the love for it. And it does start a lot of these boys when they're really young. Tiny mites, mighty mites out there running around playing. Okay, so the night of December 3rd, 2022, y'all have practice or tryouts, and you're taking 4 of your prospects home. You get to the intersection of New Kings and Moncrief. Did you know what was happening when it was happening? Is it, you know, like I've had instances where everything slows down. Was it like that for you?
Yeah, I thought it was a bad car accident.
Oh, okay.
But it was like a weird car accident, because like outside of the car turned. So like, how was it a car accident?
Yeah.
But that's what it felt like initially in the moment. I didn't feel shot or anything, no.
Okay, because I read like some of the older boys, I think they were 14 and 15-year-old, there were 2 that was uninjured, that they was trying to help you, get you out of the car and get you to safety.
When the car and everything stopped moving, we all got out the car, and I didn't know I was shot up as bad as I did, but they seen it. Okay. And they definitely did try to like get me to lay down and everything like that.
Okay, so you was cognitive as to what was going on. And it's you know, people think it's like the movies, you know, where you could just speed off and, you know.
No, it's not like that.
Yeah, because you really thought it was an accident, a car accident.
Everybody's situation is different.
Yes.
So I can't say like me getting shot and being cognitive, that'll happen to the next person. It may not happen. I think I was more so cognitive because I had kids in the car.
Exactly. And see, that's the thing too. Like you said, you was thinking it was a car accident because you're driving 4 kids home. You ain't thinking about nothing crazy like that, you know, happening. You just trying to get these kids home, and probably you go home and do whatever you were trying to do, you know.
I had text one person and said I was on the way to help them out, and that was my mama. And
he was supposed to come help me put up the Christmas tree.
Ah.
And he texted me and said, "My Dukes, I'll be there in a minute."
And that was
the last text.
That was it. So let me ask you, Marsha, what was it like as a mom getting that call?
The worst call I ever got in my life. But when I got the call, I was in Family Dollar, and my other son called, and I was on the phone with him, and then all the calls start coming in. My brothers and everybody else were calling.
So how was everybody else getting the calls?
So the young kids nowadays, I would say that they will share their location with all their friends.
Mm-hmm.
They won't share it with me.
Okay.
But all of their friends, they were sharing location.
Mm-hmm.
And his friend's mother happened to ride past and called the friend and said, "It looked like Jaylen's truck just got shot up." And the friend had the location, that friend had the location, and it just kind of, went viral, spread it, and then they called my son.
Okay.
My other son. And he called me, and then my brother started calling, and they couldn't tell me where it was, and I'm screaming, "Where at?" And then my son called me back and said, "Just get to the hospital. They've already taken him to the hospital."
Okay.
And so we got to the hospital.
Okay. So when y'all initially got to the hospital, what was the prognosis? What was the doctors telling y'all as a family?
Well, when I got to the hospital, of course, again, because young kids all share their locations, it was probably so many kids out there.
It's pandemonium.
It was pandemonium. And I jumped out of my car with the car running. I said, "Park my car. I don't care who park it. I don't, and it just so happened my other son's friend was standing out there and jumped in my car and parked it. And me and my son ran through. They wouldn't tell us anything. They said, by the time I got there, the other young man who was shot, his grandparents and aunts were there.
Okay.
And they stopped me and was kind of trying to, tell me their grandson was in surgery. And
was this the 11-year-old or was this? Okay.
11-year-old. And so when they took us back to this room, UF has this room.
Yes, the room.
That you got to sit in, and you don't know what they're finna tell you.
Yes.
And so we were literally in that room, me and my other son, and I got on my knees. And then I looked over, and my son was next to me on his knees.
That's right.
And we just prayed.
Yeah.
We don't know what they're coming to tell us. We just cried and prayed and cried out to God. And finally, of course, all my other family had gotten there. His dad had gotten there. My fiance had gotten there. And so there's only two that can come back.
Yeah.
And so they, kind of start swapping out. And then finally, me and my son was sitting back there, and the doctors came. And at that time, they had locked the hospital down, or the emergency room down.
Okay.
It was just so many people. And he has other brothers from his dad. And of course, they were trying to get in the back door, like, this is the baby on both sides.
Okay.
And so finally, the doctor came out and told us he had made it through surgery.
Okay.
And that it's going to be critical for the next, few days.
Few days, okay.
And the relief.
Yeah.
The relief.
Just that initial night getting through that
initial night getting through and hearing that. I think the worst part was the not knowing.
Yeah.
And you think about so many families that have sat in that room and didn't get that.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. That is so true. So, Jaylen, what was the extent of your injuries that you received?
I was 6'1", almost 250 pounds. I'm 6'3", and I have now 170, probably a $150 soaking wet. So I couldn't eat for a year and 9 months.
Oh, wow.
I had 32 surgeries. I lost a finger.
Okay.
My arm is still critically injured with nerve damage and different things like that. I got hit in my hip. I got neuropathy in the feet. That's a lot. Man.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah. So, man, after everything, and how long was it after the initial shooting and you being in the hospital that you come to and your family tell you to the extent of what happened? How long was that?
She might be better to answer that question because I would tell you, like, I feel like I woke up 3 days later.
Okay. So what was it, Marsha?
So he woke up probably a couple days later. And when he woke up, of course, he could remember some things. And then when they tried to take the tube out, I don't want to say he coded, but that was a whole nother nightmare. And, you know, it was very, very traumatic.
Okay.
I'll say that. However, he was extremely, I know everyone talks about him being a local hero, but to sit and not leave that hospital for a year and 8 months, in that hospital every day with him, watching him go through what he went through, he is my hero. Because I don't know that I could have laid in the bed and just go through, you know, even the withdrawals from the medications and, you know, things that he had to go through. Man, you talking about strength. I you know, 30 plus surgeries, you know, not being able to eat, you know, feeding him through an IV, not even the feeding tube because he had so much scar tissue, he couldn't even take food through the feeding tube. So now they had to give him what's called TPN through an IV.
Okay.
And us having to feed him, you know, twice a day and, you know, him not, even when he was out of the hospital, he was on that. So, you know, trying to take a trip and trying to, you know, just watching him wonder why God spared him.
Yeah.
You know, and wonder if it would have been better for him not to be spared. That's how much pain he was going through.
Because that's what I wanted to ask you, Jaylen. Was there ever a time in your recovery that you was like, I want to just give up. I don't want to do this. This is too much.
Yeah, the day they told me I was going to be there for a year. When I asked, like, how long I was going to be here, and they was like, you looking at a year and some change.
Wow. That was the moment?
It started everything. It started the doubt in myself. It started the negativity. It started, because before then, I seen my family. I was alive. I was happy.
Yes. You was walking.
Yeah, I was talking. I mean, but to hear that you're not going to be going home. I'm a home person.
Yeah.
I go to football practice, coach my kids, go to work, and I go home. I didn't party before. I didn't do too much. I wasn't that kind of person. So, like, home, not being able to go home to my mama.
Yeah.
That was kind of like, I mean, that was probably the worst thing, hearing that. You could have told me I got shot 20 times and told me I could go home and I'd be happy.
You would have been happy with that, with going home. Okay. So now you said he was in the hospital for what, a year and 8 months. Get out the hospital. How did it get to the point to where the detectives and everybody found out who was involved in the shooting of you and the teens that night?
Well, to my knowledge, that happened in the hospital.
Oh, very quickly.
Yeah, that happened while I was in there.
Because so many cameras, people don't realize there's so many cameras out there. People got the ring and it's light, it's cameras on the street. People don't realize Big Brother is truly watching.
I just remember I woke up one day and a nurse had came in there and said, cut on the TV. As I'm telling her I can't cut on the TV, she trying to help me cut on the TV, and my mom called and said, cut on the news.
It was probably 2 weeks.
2 weeks
after when they arrested the first young man, but he went on and posted on social media probably the next day, same night, something like that. So they knew before they knew. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These kids knew before the police knew.
Yeah.
You know, because he's posting and he's doing all this ignorant stuff. Yeah.
They tell on themselves.
Yeah. So,
everybody got to be Facebook famous or Instagram famous. They just love it. So let me ask you, like, so now they have the people identified, you're on your healing journey, and now you got to go to trial. How stressful was that for you and for you all as family? How stressful was that going into the trial of these people?
For a long time, I've been out of the hospital for almost a year and some change. I didn't realize why I needed therapy. The trial helped me realize why I needed therapy. It was stressful to the point where, like, as a gunshot victim, and everybody isn't one, but as a gunshot victim, you kind of gotta find the reason to blame. Like, you gotta figure out who you're wanting to be mad at. Somebody did it to you.
Yes.
But you kind of picked the wrong people. And a lot of the time during the trial, I was getting angry at certain people and dishing out anger to people that love me and supporting me, and I knew it wasn't because of not even necessarily the trial.
Okay.
It was just necessarily like me hearing all that all over again, me having to go through that all over again. And the people that's closest to me are the only person that you can dish out those feelings to.
Yeah.
So it's not right at all.
Yeah. So is it like having a level of post-traumatic stress?
Yeah.
You know,
definitely PTSD.
So you're in therapy? You still in therapy now?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
I started therapy, day 3 of the trial.
Good. I know you was saying, yes, baby, go to therapy.
He's always needed it. And like he said, I don't think he knew how much he needed it until this trial started. I didn't know how much I needed it until this trial started.
That's what I was going to say as a mom. What about you? What about the family?
Well, so so we had 2 young men, okay? And I am a mother, but I'm also a realist. And he and I both prayed. And the one thing that we prayed was, God, we don't want any innocent person to go to prison for something that they didn't do. Okay. I've been through that. And that was our prayer. The one young man, he pretty much admitted it, right? But then with him telling and pointing fingers on everybody else, his story changed 5 times, just things like that. I knew that as a mother, I didn't want any other mother to have to go through what I had already been through. And I wanted the right person to go to prison.
Yes.
And I left it in God's hands. God, who needs to be in prison for doing this to my son, I need you to make sure that they go to prison.
Yeah.
So that's why the not guilty verdict was easy for me.
Okay.
Honestly. Because again, I just didn't want anyone to go to prison that they did not have evidence on, that they didn't know for sure, and all of those things. I was a little salty about the other one.
Okay.
Because that one should have been black and white. Yeah. But I was a little salty about that one. However, we still fight.
Yeah. Still fight.
We still fight.
So is that with the not guilty or the mistrial? Because then they have like
it was a not guilty and then it was a mistrial.
Okay. So which one you're salty about? The
mistrial.
The mistrial. So, but he still has to go back.
Absolutely.
Right? Okay.
We go back. We go back.
Every dog has his day.
Oh yeah. We go back.
Every dog has his day.
Again, that puts us back through having to go through the whole trial process and going, taking off work and the whole week and, hearing, seeing the pictures and all of that stuff. We now have to relive that all over again.
Because with the trial, it's not only about Jaylen, it's about Prince.
That's right.
It's about the other young man.
Right.
The 11-year-old that was shot.
That's right.
And even the other 2 was that like attempted murder on them?
That's right.
So it's about everybody who was in that vehicle that night.
Right, which means Prince's mom has to sit there and see her baby's pictures again and see, him, you know, bent over, like she has to go back through that.
Yes, yes.
You know, so that's traumatic for everyone involved. So that little boy got to take the stand again. He has to take the stand again.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where my saltiness comes from because, again, he admitted it.
It was in black and white. It was black and white right there.
How do we get that wrong? He admitted it.
I don't understand the law sometimes. And sometimes it's crazy how different people can watch the same movie and come to a different conclusion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know, they didn't even have to watch the movie. You could just listen to his interrogation and be like, oh, okay, well, this easy.
Yeah.
But it's based on people's emotions. And that's the sad part about it. And with this, it's not even the law, because if it was just maybe the state did it or the judge did it, then we can say it's the law. But this is a jury.
Yeah.
You know, that couldn't get that right.
Yeah. So, Jaylen, how you feel about rehashing things and coming back around and opening wounds, dealing with this I guess the retrial of the mistrial?
At that point, I should be past it. We've been trying to move past it for a long time. We had trial one. We asked, like she said, we prayed. It was hard for me to even accept God's answer, but I had to accept it. What I'm gonna disobey God. So that I'm past for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let him live his life. He gonna live his life. God didn't let an innocent man go to jail.
That's right.
But at the same time, I mean, like she said, it's black and white. The next go around, this shouldn't even be a hassle. We should be able to go in there. I should be able to, because I'm not doing this for me.
Yeah.
I tell my mama that all the time. It's not for me, because if it was a trial for Jaylen, I probably wouldn't show up, because I want to move past it.
You want to move past it. Gotcha.
I'm doing this for Prince Holland.
Do you feel like a hero?
At times. I got the family that's going to make you feel like a hero every day. So at times, yeah, I do, but at times I feel like that's what I was supposed to do. That's what, I mean, it's hard to say, like, it's easy to say that I should have hopped out the car and ran and just, but when you are really dedicated to kids, they don't have to be kids in your family. Yeah. I didn't know none of them kids. I had just met them that day.
Oh, wow.
So for them 3 hours we was at practice, those are my kids. So on that ride home, those are my kids.
Right.
So if I had 4 of my own biological kids, I would have did the same exact thing.
Same exact thing.
So I see all kids. If you're in the car with me, if you out with me at the park, you my kids.
Yeah.
My mama would jump in front of a bullet for me. That's been the person I've been around my whole life. So if I know she would do it for me, and she's a woman. Yes. I'm a man. So I should be able to do that. So
but he did, I think, again, it's just who he is. Yeah. And he was in surgery, and of course you have so many people in the waiting rooms, and you know, in the beginning of the process, everybody's there to either spectate, you know, make sure we're okay. And one of his coaches that was coaching with him, just 2 weeks before the shooting, they were riding in the car and they were in a car accident. And the coach was in the waiting room with us, and he started to cry. And he was telling the story how when they got into the car accident, the impact, because remember at that time he was 256 pounds and, you know, this big football player.
Yeah.
He was a passenger, and he threw himself on top of the other coach so that the airbag wouldn't crush him. And nobody knew that until we were in the waiting room, and he told that story, and everybody's like, he's like, yeah, he just, like on impact, on instant, he just did like, and we're like, okay, well, that's just who he is. You know, it doesn't matter about kids. It's just, he's a protector. And that's just, you know, that's just what God made him.
Yeah. That's his character. Yeah. So I got to ask you, You like being smaller or bigger? I'm saying you can go ahead and just grab you some jeans off the rack. You know what I'm saying?
It is a lot easier to find clothes.
I know. I trust me, brother. I know.
But for a long time, I was a teddy bear, man. I'd be freezing now. I'd be cold, man.
That's true. That's true.
But I'm just happy to be here. Big, small. I honestly, I like smaller though.
But you just happy to be here.
Yeah.
I know that's right. So are you still doing like physical therapy?
So once you do, I guess, so good in the hospital, that's what I was trying to lay down forever. You progress out. So like they kind of like stop coming to see you, or you just get out the hospital. I moved on to Brooks.
Okay.
Once I was at Brooks, I was almost running, but I had a lot of like bodily injuries, so they had to send me back to Shands or UF. But
You do it for your hand.
that's what I do. I do occupational therapy.
Okay.
My physical therapy is playing flag football every Saturday morning.
Okay.
I'm a coach and the owner of a flag football team out in the Jacks Football League. So not only do I coach kids, I coach adults.
Okay. So they didn't stop nothing.
They
They ain't stop. They
It
ain't
just
stop
made
to
him
shine.
skinny.
It just made me skinny.
I
tell everybody I was already on a weight loss thing. Like I was trying to lose weight. Y'all ain't do nothing but help me out.
Boom. It was just there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's good. I mean, that's the upside to it.
It is.
You did drop the weight and get healthier, I guess, you know? Yeah.
And a sense of humor. He has kept his sense of humor. He's kept his outlook on life. You know, he went from cheeseburger, now his nickname is him.
Him.
Surgeon's name.
That's what the doctors named him.
All right.
So
That's good. So let me ask you this. With the city acknowledging you and giving you an award, how did that make you feel? And what was the award that they gave you?
They gave me a proclamation, a new day. And then I got something else I forgot from Donna Deegan. And,
Donna Deegan was
Donna
the
Deegan.
proclamation,
and
and the city,
Jacoby Myers.
yeah, Jacoby Pittman
Pittman, Jacoby Pittman.
from the city council.
Okay.
But how?
Do you like the, I'm not saying it like as far as like being
It's
like
new.
braggadocious or
It's
you know,
new. The attention is new.
it's new. So, but you do understand the significance
For sure.
of what happened that
She
night,
helped
what
me
transpired.
understand.
Yeah.
Every time I like do question it, like after that, I asked her why.
Yeah.
I asked her why did I get, and she told me. And then I only asked, so 2 years in the hospital, because that's what I call it. The 9 months, which you got 10, 11, 12, 3 months.
Yeah.
They let me come home and spend Christmas with my family.
Okay.
So really I was supposed to stay in there.
Okay.
She can work some things and get me home. So the doctor sending me home telling me you need to stay, but it's just the atmosphere, being around like all the new people and different things like that. I have to sit and ask my mom like, why this and why that, and so I don't question God.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to sitting in a room, mama sleep next to me, so I feel like I'm in that room alone. I know she's there, but I'm thinking alone.
Okay.
So I don't have time to wake mama up every night like, Mom, what that mean? What that mean? I'm gonna let her sleep. So for a long time in the hospital, I did question God a lot. So now I kind of like throw those questions at my mom.
Okay.
So the attention is very new though.
The attention is
being
new.
on the news and all that by shock is new.
So let me ask you this: what's in the future for Jaylen? What does your future look like?
My future looks like I want to start my own nonprofit.
Okay.
I wanted it to be back up under the same name, but I'm gonna change the name eventually.
What do you want your nonprofit to do? Like, what do you want it to be about? Like, what is your passion? What is you trying to do for the community? And like, you know, and I know you've done some speaking with the young people.
Yes, ma'am.
What is it, the message that you want to get out to the young people?
Don't give up. traumatic situations happen every day. Just because you don't see them, that don't mean they don't happen. Not saying that they're going to happen to you, but just don't give up. As a young person, you always have, it's a lot of young people that are followers and don't believe in, like, there's a good person to follow. If you're gonna be a follower and you just stuck on following people, follow the best person in the world.
I know that's right.
Follow the best positive thing that you have going in your life. So if that's your mom, that's the positive role model you got, follow your mama. Right. I think back then I had a lot of times following like the wrong things. So it messed up my mind with following the right things. So like one day I would follow the right things, the next day I would follow the wrong things. So now it's just, if I'm not following the right thing, I just can't follow it.
Right.
Or just don't be a follower at all. Let's try our best to lead things. So the message to young kids is don't be a follower. But if you're going to, follow the best positive role model you got in your life.
That's right. That's correct. And Marsha, I know, you know, like I told the people, this is my cousin. I know you were in a praying family. That's right. And I know you would agree with me when I say, as parents, we have to keep our children covered in prayer.
Absolutely.
Constantly.
Absolutely.
Constantly. And the fact that you and your son got on y'all knees, that was the first thing y'all went to, because
that's all we know, honey.
That's all you know.
That's
what's going to get you through.
And that's how we raised them. And that's to see my son kneel with me, right? Because he could have sat in the chair while his mama was down there praying, but he knelt down there with me because he knows, and that's how we raised all of them 7 boys, you know.
Yeah.
To lean and believe and trust in God, and that's what got him through.
Yes.
You know, he had to pray, and before every single surgery, he would make me sing this one song before every surgery. He's like, "No, I gotta hear it," and so that's what got us through.
Right.
And so that's why we're so we don't look like what we've been through.
Right. Correct.
And so many people, you know, they'll see him and like, "Oh, you look familiar," you know, or they'll look at his hand and be like, "Oh, I wonder what happened to his hand."
Yeah.
But we don't look like what we've been through, and
correct.
And we, you know, we got to give that to God.
Right. Jaylen, I just want to commend you. I want to commend you for your strength. Well, for you doing what you did that night, trying to protect those children, as well as, you know, just having the fortitude to move forward in the hospital, your faith, your love for your family, your mother. I see it on your Facebook. You always talk about your queen. Baby, I was like, oh, I got 2 boys. I don't think I ever heard them ninjas say nothing like that. Like, what? They be like, "Mama, can you cash out me something?" You know what I'm saying? I don't ever get the queen, you know. But it's like, I just wanna commend you for that. You know, just even being a young person, just fighting through it. Like you said, you had those moments of doubt that snuck into your mind, or you questioned it. You wondered, could you go on? Did you want to go on?
A lot of young people that has been shot.
Yes.
And they sit home. They depressed.
Yeah.
They don't know how to move forward. They succumb to the addiction. And that's just what they fall to. I feel like I've had, not if I take away the 7, I've had 4 women to show me that ain't you.
Yeah.
That ain't how we live, and that's not what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
And even with you being grown and can make your own decisions, we not gonna let you be that.
Right.
My mom, my aunties, and my grandma, they are the strongest women that I know.
Yes.
So see, even with me being the youngest, they still had to see 6 go through a lot.
Yeah.
Grow, go through body changes, and those are women teaching growing boys how to be men. That's hard.
Right, it is.
That's hard. It's a lot of young boys or young guys growing up that's not seeing that.
Yes.
That's not seeing that, oh, I got a single mom, and I ain't had my daddy my whole life.
Yeah.
That the pressure Yeah, I may got all the shoes. Yeah, I may got all the clothes. Yeah, she may got all the shoes. She may got all the clothes. What is she doing to get that? Mm-hmm. What is she stressing herself out on the day-to-day? Is she killing herself?
Right.
So for strength purposes, I owe that all to them.
Well, I just want to say, I think too, a lot of it comes from you had those two foundations of faith and discipline, because you had the sports, the discipline with that. You had the faith of a praying family, and those two things really help get you through this time. Yeah. And it will carry you on to the rest of your days. That's those two things there will carry you on. And I want to thank you and your mother. I love you. I want to thank y'all for being here on the very first episode of Conversations with Cole, sharing your story with me and with our viewing audience. You guys, y'all know the story. If you don't know the story, you can look him up, Jaylen McIntyre-Burroughs. The story, everything happened December the 3rd, 2022. You could check the story out, Google his name, it'll come up. You can read about what happened. You can watch news and video about what happened. You guys, I want y'all to keep Jaylen in prayer moving forward, because post-traumatic stress syndrome is serious. Yeah. It's real. Yep. You have Vietnam veterans that still battling. That's why I'm gonna be praying for you that when this next trial comes up, that you have got on the other side of that. Right. So I want to thank everybody. I want to thank y'all for being here, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. This has been Conversations with Cole. Y'all be blessed. Have a good evening.
Thank you for joining us on Conversations with Cole, where real voices, real stories, and real